One of the most talked about things right now is AI. And in this video, I'm going to discuss with you if I think AI is taking our jobs as graphic designers. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan Weeks and I like to post every Wednesday and Sunday and talk all about graphic design and what it's like to run a business. And it's a very interesting time right now in our world, and I really want to talk mainly about AI in this video and if I feel like that is going to take away from the clients that we might be landing or the potential work that we could be getting. To kick off this video, I want to mention I have been playing around with AI myself in my business for the past 4 months, maybe even longer, because there's been tools that have fell into my lap that I didn't even realize was AI at the time. But now looking back, I have realized that there's so many tools that keep releasing and that help me in my business and not hinder me in my business. So that brings me into my very first point. I feel like right now, a lot of us are viewing AI as taking away from the things that we can be providing or putting a hinder in landing clients because they can now just go to these platforms and design things without having to even speak to designers like us. But truthfully, I feel that it is not going to affect us for quite some time. I personally feel that we have probably another half a decade or decade until AI is really fully produced and fully set in our world. I think that right now we're still trying to figure out all of the litigations that come with it, the trademarking of the designs they get, and also just even how the heck to work it. I think for a long time it's going to take a while for people to fully wrap their head around having these like robots and these artificial intelligence things providing us actually amazing products and work. So I am not worried right now. That could change in 5 years or in 10 years, but right now I feel like there's still so much that is going to be done and released. And yes, we live in such a fast-paced world that anything could happen at any time. But I feel like right now there's just still so much to be figured out with AI. There's so much that comes with like the legal side of it, especially for the copywriting side of the world. I feel like there is a lot that still has to be uncovered there. And it's going to be very interesting to see over the next few years how that kind of unfolds. So I do feel like it's going to take some time. So I'm not worried right now. And I hope that gives you a little bit of like a breath of fresh air, because I feel like we can kind of relax right now, but also get to know these tools and not just be blind to the fact that they are here for us to use. So that brings me into another point. I feel like a lot of the people that don't even really like AI right now, or maybe are not the biggest fans of this being released, such as ChatGPT or these programs that provide answers that are actually really well written. I think a lot of the people that are worried about it haven't even fully tested it out themselves and how they can be using this in their business. Really need to get used to experimenting in our own worlds and how we can use this before we come to those judgments and worries and all of that. So I do use ChatGPT. I've used Jasper, which I've mentioned to you guys before. I've even used Writer, and I've used all these different programs that are AI for my creative business. And I don't use it to, cheat the system and provide work that I can just deliver to my clients. I use it to kickstart my ideas. And I cannot even tell you, that is the biggest and best thing right now for me if I get into a creative rut. So if you feel like you are stuck on a client project, or maybe you're sending over a website design with placeholder text like lorem ipsum, then you can actually go into ChatGPT, you can go into Jasper and all these programs, and it'll create amazing copy that you can then deliver to your clients, letting them know that you use that tool, and then they can build off of it. So it just all works seamlessly together. And I think that instead of being so afraid of these tools that they're gonna take work away from us, or afraid that they are here to like ruin our lives, we can actually use them, experiment with it, and see how we can utilize it in our own worlds. So I do feel that if you're watching this and you've never even tested out ChatGPT or these programs, I do recommend going on those websites and playing around with it and seeing how it can actually help you and not hinder you. I have even used ChatGPT to help me create business names. I've even used it to help me create mission statements and taglines, and it comes up with some amazing ideas, but I just have to add my own personal touch to it. So we still need that human intuition, that human mind to make it perfect, but it does give me a really good start with a lot of things. One of the things that I feel like as business owners we have to do is put ourselves in our clients' shoes. And are you feeling like your clients are really going to go use a platform like ChatGPT or Dolly or these platforms that will create them designs? Are they going to go to those over using a professional like yourself that has been experimenting with designs and knows the industry better than possibly these artificial intelligence programs? Most likely not. And I'll be honest, I work with clients in all different age ranges, all different demographics. And I have found that most of the time they're reaching out to me, not just for the creative work, but mostly because they hate technology and they just do not know how to work even the computer. So I don't feel like we need to be worried about that because it's another tool in a program that we have to learn. And I feel like our clients might not be willing to put the time and effort into learning AI. And I don't blame them for that. There's so many things, like I've said in the beginning of this video, it's a fast-paced world we live in. So I don't blame them for that. But I really feel like once we put ourselves in our clients' shoes and understand what they are seeking and the fact that they probably won't go to that for the actual finished product, but how you can utilize it to help get to that finished product is what we really need to focus on. So I'm really not worried because I don't feel like a lot of the people in our world are even interested or willing to adapt to the new technology changes in our world. And I think eventually we're going to all have to, but right now I just don't feel that a lot of the clients we work with or that you are going to work with are going to be utilizing it as much as we think. So I think that also kind of eased my mind when it comes to AI, and I don't feel like we need to worry about it. Understanding that my clients are probably still going to want to just speak to me instead of going on a computer and getting some generated idea really eased my mind in the terms of knowing how AI is going to affect our careers in the creative industry and knowing how we can adapt to that and be there for our clients even though there's resources available to them that can potentially help them get a little bit more ahead. So once I started realizing that, I was like, okay, I think we still have a lot of time until that happens. There's so many people in our world that just don't love computers, and that's totally fine. I think eventually we might all have to understand how to use it, but right now I feel like we are still going to need some time until it gets to that point. One of the reasons I still feel AI is not going to replace creatives is because good design means having a good intuition, and intuition's built over time as we grow up, as we go through experiences, and as we learn and see things around us in our world of what looks good and what doesn't look good, what works well and what doesn't work well. We kind of are gaining all of these pieces of knowledge throughout our everyday lives. And I feel like AI is not there yet, and it's not going to have that same intuition that a human mind does. So I feel that it cannot replace the human mind. There's something very special about all of us having our own individual experiences. And this is one of the reasons I love design in general, is because we all have such a unique perspective on the world, and that really shows in our designs and shows in how we show up creatively online and on social media and how we make those designs for our clients. So I feel like just getting in touch with your intuition and making sure that you know that listening to that is what's going to produce really good designs, and trusting yourself that you know what looks good. And even if it's different than what other creatives are doing, that can really set you apart and stand out to potential clients. So I really feel like the human mind and the intuition we have is just always going to set us apart, even from AI. So I'm really not that worried in that way. So those are all the reasons I'm not worried about AI taking our jobs. But like I said, when I was talking about really understanding how to use AI to help us get ahead and to help us save time in our everyday lives, I mean, who doesn't want more time? We all want to go enjoy our lives, go travel, have vacations, do all those things. And I think AI can really provide us more time in our day. So I feel like it's okay to not be afraid of it and to use it and to utilize it in your own creative business and not be afraid of it. So I really wanted to make this video. I know it's a huge topic right now. Everyone's talking about it, scared of it. Some people love it, some people don't. And I feel like you have to gain your own judgment of it after experimenting with it and kind of understanding how it's going to change our world a little bit. It's going to be very interesting over the next few years to see how it starts to show up in our everyday lives. And I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be really exciting and interesting, and I'm totally willing to adapt to whatever that brings to me and my business. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it gave you some ease of mind, maybe a breath of fresh air when it comes to talking about AI and the world that we live in right now. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I would appreciate it so much if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and let me know in the comments if you're using AI in your business, if you're afraid of it, if you are loving it. I would love to hear all your thoughts. Just share them down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.
So this is 27. It doesn't matter what I've been through. I should grow up too, but I still act like I'm 11. I'm not emotionally sound.